economies going on. There's the economy that does well. I did a lot of tracking this weekend. There's a $11.4 trillion in companies that do well out of a total of about $25 trillion. And I think that the reason why people are so, let's say, confused about why the market can go up is exactly what you said, David. The parts of the economy that should have been hurt have been. They've been wrecked. And the capital, the size of what's left is minuscule. So what people think of as the stock market, particularly if they're in S&P 500, it is not the stock market anymore. There's a downgrade today of Caterpillar. Caterpillar's not really part of the equation anymore. It's a big company, but it's not what this index that I've designed, the MAD index for COVID, but also about the S&P is about. I think we got to be more realistic and recognize that the financials are trashed. When you pick up a piece today and says the credit cards, the bedrock of what these companies make, people aren't paying. And we know rent's not being paid. I don't know how you own a financial. So, I mean, there's parts of the economy that I think you can feel great owning. Procter & Gamble, Kimberly-Clark, where they can't meet demand. And then, what do you do with Bank of America? What do you do with a great American company where suddenly people aren't paying? And that I haven't been able to figure out. I don't know what to do. It's not like Carnival Cruise, which got a terrific bailout by the Federal Reserve. We learned this morning. And I thought that piece was a disgrace. But you know what? We're in an era, David, where nothing's a disgrace. Everyone knows. But no one likes to say it because then suddenly you're lamestream.
Gets you back to the PPP program, of course, the second allocation of which is going to begin today. But, to your point, Jim, if you sell anything to the consumer directly other than from a supermarket shelf, you are having a rough go of it. I mean, every banker that I speak to, as you know, sort of the world that I've occupied for a long time now, who are advising clients, they're not talking to them at all about M&A opportunities. No. They're talking to them still about their balance sheet. Even those companies that you may think are looking fine or have already raised capital or pulled down the revolver or suspended their dividend, they're still just thinking about survival because it's what they're seeing in front of them that worries them so much. And I think it's important to keep that in mind as we watch the equity markets here, perhaps only going to be down, 15% from the high when we opened today. Nonetheless, you got a lot of companies that are not looking towards the future with anything in terms of any sense of brightness.
All right, but let's say you're the Federal Reserve. Do you want Macy's to go under? Is that more important or less important than Carnival? I mean, Carnival, which was a principal, let's say, purveyor of COVID-19 that's killed a lot of people. Macy's hasn't killed anybody. Should we give Macy's a loan? Should we help them out? Or are we limited to companies that run by Mickey Arison? I don't know. I mean, I've gotten quite cynical. When I read that Carnival piece, I think your eyes glaze over now because everything's so cynical. But I wonder why Carnival gets the backing of the Federal Reserve after being an actor that I think we could all question, and Macy's, which does fireworks, which is more dangerous.